Hey, students. Hope y'all having a good week. This past Sunday, we kind of continued our series in Proverbs to hack my life as we worked through the first three chapters of Proverbs. First week, we talked about the idea of our view of God is going to influence our view of His wisdom, right? But then, why does that matter? What benefit do we get from listening to His wisdom? What benefit do we get from seeking His knowledge, the Creator of the universe, right? And so this past week, that's kind of what we dealt with. Is we come to God humbly and we say, God, teach me, mold me, shape me, pour out your knowledge. I want to learn. I want to grow. And then God responds by giving us that knowledge. But what do we do with that? Because what we end up seeing here in Proverbs chapter 2, verse 9, as God gives us his wisdom, it says, then you will understand righteousness and justice and equity, every good path. Ultimately, we're going to understand the right way to live. We're going to understand what is good and holy and just, what's fair. We're going to understand all these things the more we come humbly to God and say, God, teach me and mold me. And let's face it, at the end of the day, when it comes to living our lives, we don't want to be known for people who love evil. We don't want to be known as people who are unwise. We want to be wise. And so when it comes to why, what benefit do we gain? We get to see what is right, what is good, what is true, what is just, and so on. We get to do these things and understand these things as long as we come to him humbly and say, God, teach me. He's more than willing to pour out his knowledge and wisdom for us. And so as we kind of further went down that trail, we understand that sometimes we struggle with choosing God's wisdom, right? Because at the end of the day, it feels good to pick our own wisdom, to do things our way. It's usually immediate gratification when we go with our wisdom. And so this week I challenge you, kind of what we ended with on Sunday, treasure God's wisdom more than the things of this world. Treasure God's wisdom more than you treasure doing what you might think is the right thing to get popularity or success or fame or security for that matter. Because at the end of the day, we want to fill these legitimate needs in legitimate ways, not illegitimate ways. Do you treasure God's wisdom? Do you treasure God's word more than you treasure the things of this world? My prayer is that you do, and my prayer is that throughout this week you're asking God to help you with that. Spend some time in his word and ask him to help you treasure what he has to say. Humbly come to him, sit at his feet, and ask him to teach you, and treasure it.